In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve a system of linear equations with the term called elimination. So it's a method of solving your system. Graphing is one, substitution is one, elimination is one. Elimination is actually my favorite. And what you're going to see here is that in previous videos where we had variables cancel out right away, you're going to see that our variables, even though they are in standard form, here are functions, that is, our variables don't cancel right away. 1x and 1x doesn't make no x's. 3y's, negative 4y's doesn't make a 0y. They don't cancel out. And so watch what we're going to do here. We are going to use multiplication to make opposite coefficients. Now I see that my coefficient in front of x would really be a 1 here, and it would be a 1 for x here as well. I see that they're the same number, they're just not opposite sign. So I am going to multiply one of my functions by -1, everything in that function by -1, to force my coefficients to be opposite signs. So take a look here. I'm going to multiply the top, this top equation here by -1, and I'm going to get -1 times x is -x. -1 times -4 is +4 for the y term. -1 times 11 is -11. And now, if I copy down that function from the top and I don't change anything, notice how our x's now have the same coefficient, but now they're opposite signs, so that canceling will happen. So multiplication is just kind of a way to manipulate your function to make it do what you need it to do. So now my x's will do their canceling, so I'm going to cancel those out. And I have 7y's are now equal to, when I add my functions together, so combine like terms here, -11 minus 3 more is -14. And when I divide by 7, I get my solution for the y value is -2. So my answer here is going to be an ordered pair. It's going to be an x value, comma, a y value, and I know the y value is -2. Now what you want to do is pick either function that you had from the beginning and substitute -2 in for the y, and you'll get your x value. So pick one function and sub back in y equals -2. I'm just going to use the top equation here, 1x plus 3 times the y value, which now I know is -2, is equal to the number here. This is that function, -3. Now I'm going to simplify. X minus 6 is equal to -3. And if I add 6 over to the right side here, I'm going to solve for my x, and I get a value of +3. So this is my solution. Now, you should, I haven't done this in all my videos, but you really should check your work. You should go back and double check everything. So I'm going to get out a little post-it note here so I have some space, because I used up all my space for my problem, but I want to show you how to check your answer as well, because that would be proper mathematics here. Okay, so let me zoom out just a hair. Here's going to be my check off to the side. This is how you check if your point works. You just plug it in. 3, -2. For both functions, plug in your x value, plug in your y value, and see if you get what is called a true statement. 1x plus 3y equals -3. This point should work out. Is 3 plus 3 times -2 equal to -3? Or, in other words, is 3 minus 6 equal to -3? Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, now here's the second function. X minus 4y is equal to 11. Plug in your 3, plug in your -2, and make sure that you get 11. So is 3 minus 4 times -2 equal to +11? Or is 3 plus 8 equal to 11? Yes, that's true. So we checked our point does work out. And that's just kind of a simple reminder from one of the first things that we did in Chapter 6, 6.1, was just how do you check if a point works? You plug it in. All right, now I'm going to continue on with the next two functions, and solve with elimination. Again, I notice that my x values here have the same coefficient. They're both 1, but one of them needs to be a negative, and so we can eliminate our function. So I'm going to multiply my second function like I did here. I'm going to multiply everything by -1. So -1 times x is -x. -1 times -4 is a +4y. That actually looks very similar to what we did before, but now in this case, -1 times 15 is -15. All right, now I'm going to copy down the first function that we had and not change anything. 1x plus 2y is equal to negative 3. And now I notice that I have my coefficients are the same number but opposite signs, so I'm going to have some canceling here, which is what we wanted. Now I'm going to add my functions together. 4y's plus 2y's is 6y's. Negative 15 minus 3 more is negative 18. And if I divide by 6, my solution for y is negative 3. All right, now what I'm going to do is plug negative 3 back into either original function. And I know my point is going to be something comma negative 3. So sub y equals negative 3 back in to either function. All right, so I'm going to pick the top one. Normally I pick the top one, but again, it doesn't matter. Plus 2y, well, y here equals negative 3, so I'm just copying down this function, and I'm subbing in negative 3 for that y, and that should equal negative 3. Does x, let's see here, minus 6 equal negative 3? Okay, so I'm going to solve for x by adding that 6 to solve for x, and I get, let's see here, positive 3. Very close to the answer that I had from the previous solution, but great job, you did it. All right, here's one more. Now take a look. Negative 2 for my x, 1 for my x. Those are not the same number, and they are not, well, they are opposite signs, so that's kind of helpful. Positive 3y, negative 4y. Those are not going to cancel to make a 0y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply my second function by a 2, a positive 2, because that will cancel with a negative 2. And we're doing this because we want to see where the solution is where these 2 points cross. So, you know, graphing or substitution method or elimination method. Honestly, I think elimination method is, for me, the quickest. And so if I double this function, we're going to see some canceling happen. So now I will have 2 times x, which is 2x, 2 times my negative 4y or negative 8y when I distribute my 2 here, equals then, if I distribute my 2, negative 24. Now I'm going to rewrite and copy that first function that I had, the negative 2x, the positive 3y, and the positive 14, and now I see that when I add those functions together that my x's are going to cancel out, which is why we multiplied by the 2 there, so those are going to get eliminated. Now if I combine negative 8y plus 3y, I'm going to have negative 5y, and that's going to equal negative 24 plus 14, which is negative 10. If I divide by negative 5, my solution for y here is going to be a positive 2. All right, so I got half my answer there. Don't give up. The rest is easy from here. Substitute y equals 2 into either function that you started with. Normally I pick the top one. How about now? I'll pick the second function. X minus 4y, which I know now to be the value of 2, equal sign, and then negative 12. All right, x minus 8 is equal to negative 12. I'm going to add my 8 over to this side so I can solve for my x, and my solution here that I get is negative 4. Stay tuned, there's one more video where we'll do a few more examples.